I'd love to say every, but we're working on it. But at the moment, probably about a good 40% of body shops around Australia use the system. But because they're the larger shops often, and all the MSOs, we probably account for 50% of claims that get processed in Australia go through our system, which we're absolutely delighted about.
Obviously.
Thanks. Look, what we focus on is reliability is number one. A lot of people are often, when you're talking about a cloud system, they kind of don't know really what it means. And is my data secure? Is my system secure? Will I be able to use it when I want to use it? And will it be up all the time? Is it, you hear about systems crashing all the time and I can't access it. Our uptime is 99.9%. That's over a 7-year period since we released our SaaS solution, iBodyshop. So it just doesn't go down. It's extraordinary. In fact, it's more reliable than having your own server and backups and taking them home every night, because we store the data in 3 server farms in Sydney. Each is a replica of the other. If one goes down, the other one takes up. And people like the banks, Qantas, Fort Knox, they all use Amazon because they're just so reliable. And that's what we do. We use Amazon. So we can certainly guarantee that people who are using the system can use it when they want to use it. Reliability. Look, actually there was, but what the problem was, it was what we call plugins. You might find your estimating system here. You find I've got my time recording system as another program, another fee I've got to pay. I have my accounting system as another fee I've got to pay. And I have my payroll system and I have my scheduling system. So all these different systems that plug in. And something we learned many, many years ago, when you do that, unreliability becomes an issue because something might fail out of control. But secondly, you're only as good as the lowest common denominator. You might have some really good ideas in your estimating system, but if the time recording people don't want to use it, well, it goes nowhere.
So you're saying iBodyshop has those
everything in one.
Of
We just built everything into the one program, and that's actually been what the strength is, because what you find is, if I need to find out, well, what's going wrong in my paint shop? Is it my labor? Is it my purchasing? Is it my materials? What's the problem? Now, when you've got separate programs, you start to drill into something, you come across a dead end, you give up. Whereas with iBodyshop, because it's all in one, you can drill through your accounting, you can drill through your workshop performance, you can drill through your labor, your efficiency, your productivity, the estimates, the estimate writer. You can find the problem because it never ends. So that one solution is proving to be our major asset, and a major asset for our customers.
Why? Do body shops need?
Well, actually, body shop is probably far more complex an industry than anyone would imagine. You have to write a quote on a vehicle that is made up of intricate parts. You have to be able to restore that vehicle to its position where, when you're driving down the road, it's going to be, well, not hanging together, but it's going to be solid, secure. The person driving it can make sure that what they've put together is not going to cause another accident. So it's a very responsible business, what you've got to do. But when you've got to do this, you've actually got to go through and deal with the customer. You've got to deal with the insurance company. You've got to deal with the parts people. You've got to write a quote. You've got to deal with all the people on the floor. You've got to make sure everything is just in time. It's no good bringing the car in if you don't have enough capacity in your paint shop to paint it, or the parts aren't available. It's a very intricate business, and it's getting more complex as shops get bigger and bigger. Because as we know, when you do more cars per week, you start to get some economies of scale. You also start to get some efficiencies that are built in from if you're only small scale. So the bigger it gets, the more complex these problems become. So everything has to be on time. So hence the software is designed around that kind of business.
What are you doing at that end?
Okay, 2 things we're just releasing at the moment. One is we've put inventory in the system. So a lot of body shops have stock. They might have consumables, but they also accumulate parts over a period of time, where they find that they might have a couple of bumper bars and guards and lots of headlights and taillights. When they're writing an estimate, they just can't remember everything. So we've now introduced inventory in our system, so that if you're writing an estimate and that part exists, we'll alert you to the fact, hey, don't go and order it twice, which is not good for a number of reasons. It's such a waste if it keeps sitting out the back, and of course you're wasting money. So we'll alert the people to that. Now, another component is, as far as running a body shop, 40% of all clerical duties revolve around pricing, ordering, receipting and reconciling parts. It's a major component and getting more complex because it's harder to get parts. You might order them today, they arrive in 6 weeks. In the meantime, the price has gone up twice. So you've got to all this reconciliation. So we've just introduced a new process we call auto parts receipting. So when the invoice comes in via our program called Repair Connection, it gets ingested in iBodyshop, we read it, and what would take maybe 15 minutes to, might take 15 minutes to receipt an invoice, we only now take 20 seconds. So some shops are taking 2, 3, 4 hours per day receiving parts. We'll reduce that to 20 minutes. Massive efficiency gain and far more accurate. So what we're all about is reliability, efficiency, productivity, training and support. So we have to deliver all those to our customers so they can get on with running their business and not worry that their software is going to let them down.